Hello, friends and viewers, and welcome to my Suppression character guide. My name is James. I'm a global player, and I started playing Sword of Convallaria in September 2024. I'm a longtime strategy and turn-based RPG fan with the Fire Emblem series, Tactics Ogre, and Unicorn Overlord as some recent titles I enjoy. I'm a PvE-focused player in Sword of Convallaria. I have no interest or knowledge of PvP. As a global player, I lack the technical knowledge and exposure to the Taiwan and China scenes. As a result, I'm subject to feedback and I'm open to being wrong. If you come across conflicting information to other guides and creators, then there are absolutely multiple ways to play a character. Play your way. As a fun fact about myself, I am a Thai tea boba enjoyer. Suppression's trait is Magic Suppression. It decreases magic damage taken, defining him as a magic damage tank. He also counterattacks enemies up to 3 tiles around him with piercing damage, scaling with his magic defense. This has no limit, so it can trigger multiple times per turn. Knockback Combo is his initial skill, which uses his physical defense to determine damage output and physical attack to determine damage ceiling. The energy cost will contest with other abilities in his skill tree. You will most likely primarily use this for knockback purposes only. At rank 1, I recommend Resolve. First, it is important to point out that Sharpened Blade does not increase the damage of his trait. Sharpened Blade otherwise increases all of his active damage and increases his counterattack damage if you select that at rank 5. Suppression's primary purpose is to tank damage, hence the recommendation for Resolve. It functions as a cheat death and can be used to bait a lethal single target attack. You can consider Sharpened Blade if you are invested in outputting more damage. At rank 3, I recommend Devout Guard. Devout Guard is what makes Suppression a powerful tank. It dispels 3 debuffs, recovers 40% of his HP, grants him defense buffs, provides assisting cover, and increases the power of his trait by 200%. It has 3 energy cost and 0 cooldown, but he has other energy recovery skills in his tree to easily achieve 100% uptime on this skill. Demon Shear is an AoE magic damage attack, scaling with his physical attack, and inflicts an attack 2 debuff on enemies hit. The attack 2 debuff increases group survivability by reducing group damage taken. Consider this if you are invested in outputting more damage. At rank 5, I recommend Defense Magical. As Suppression's trait defines him as a magic damage tank, Defense Magical takes that even further. Consider Counterattack if you selected Sharpened Blade at rank 1. At rank 7, I recommend Flagellant. Suppression, as a tank, should regularly be taking damage, so Flagellant helps further decrease damage taken as well as recover energy. If you selected Devout Guard at rank 3, this helps contribute to achieving 100% uptime on Devout Guard. Battle Flag of Papal States may be helpful in early Voyager progression as you are building your character roster, but it is likely to be covered by Karis or Samantha. Flagellant is more useful long term. At rank 9, your options are Invigorating Strike or Armor Piercing Strike. Which basic attack upgrade you select depends where you are in your current character roster. Armor Piercing Strike is great for debuffing, but loses value if other party members have learned the same basic attack or if other party members inflict higher level defense debuffs. If the debuffs are not useful to you, select Invigorating Strike. Invigorating Strike with Flagellant allows Suppression to be very self-sufficient with his energy spenders. My pick here is Invigorating Strike. This build focuses on playing Suppression as a tank. You should easily achieve 100% Devout Guard uptime with Flagellant and Invigorating Strike, but his only damage sources will be from his trait and basic attack. This is a possible build if you are invested in outputting damage. Use Demon Shear on cooldown and Knockback Combo whenever you have spare energy. For weapons, I recommend Silent Guard or Pendant Halberd. The Silent Guard increases Suppression's defense from any active attack and will net higher damage via his trait. Pendant Halberd's increases are limited to single target attacks, but will also increase his output and mitigation. Use whichever weapon you have with higher star level and better engravings. For Trinkets, Fancy Hat protects Suppression's action economy and increases his magic defense when healthy, further bolstering his capabilities as a magic damage tank. The magic defense increases also make his trait stronger. When using Devout Guard, Cooling Powder can be considered to protect his healing. Because Suppression performs Preempt, he will always face the front and benefit from Mystery Guardian's physical defense increase. Additionally, immunizing defense attribute debuffs will protect his trait damage output. You can consider Crystal Burst Armor when playing with Counterattack and Sharpened Blade. This trinket does not increase his trait damage. For tarot recommendations, you can use Silence of the Hermit for additional damage mitigation. You can consider Hierophant's Laws to reduce AoE damage taken, increases single target damage, and increases Devout Guard healing. You can also consider Gibbous Moon, specifically for self-sustain, and will also increase his Devout Guard healing when he's injured or dying. Or you can consider Redemption of the Judgment to provide additional group support. For Engravings, Pinnacle Engravings have the highest ceiling for HP and defense rolls, making a fair choice to better tank damage and increase Suppression's trait piercing damage. You can also consider Pinnacle and Cup to further decrease magic damage taken. To provide some composition and usage tips, in the current character roster, Suppression has the highest base magic defense in the game among defenders. As iterated, this further defines his identity as a magic damage tank, so he's a strong candidate to play against destroyers and watchers. Conversely, he has the lowest base physical defense among defenders. Because of his low physical defense, that makes him even more vulnerable to breakers compared to other defenders. Be proactive with supporting Suppression with proper healing or by debuffing breaker enemies. Suppression is part of the Papal States and Fortitude categories. Consider building a team with Suppression around Karis's and or Magnus's leaders' auras. Karis brings Radiant Guidance. With Devout Guard and Flagellant, Suppression is already able to cover 3/4 of the buff requirement for Karis's aura. This aura will also increase the piercing damage from his trait. Magnus brings Blood and Steel. This decreases damage taken when healthy and enables Suppression to become immune to the negative effects of injured. This concludes my character guide. As mentioned in my disclaimer, I welcome feedback and I'm open to being wrong. I'm still learning and improving just like you are. Once again, if you find conflicting information to other guides or content creators, then that means there are multiple ways to build a character and still achieve success. If you have any feedback for me, please feel welcome to comment below. I also have my various social media platforms on this slide here. Last but not least, I want to credit and shout out these resources that helped me put this guide together. Voyage Memento for their character build samples and reference links, the Sword of Convallaria No Potion fan site for skill images and skill descriptions, the Sword of Convallaria Cloud Drop Wiki for skill filtering and gear images, and the Billy Game and Game Key Chinese sites for character art assets. I highly recommend visiting these links to build your Sword of Convallaria knowledge. Thank you so much for watching this character guide, and I will see you in the next one.